Guys, Fulu coming to you with another commentary. Um, you know, it just like really dawned on me that you know, uh, Pookie and Ray Ray are gonna be are mainstays for the majority of these baleejo women, and as well as like Chad, are mainstays for Dinejo women as well. Um, believe it or not, the women who go on the Kevin Samuel show and talk about high value men, they don't necessarily want a high value man. As a matter of fact, when they get off the Kevin Samuel show, best believe that a guy who they say, okay, well, I'm making six figures and he has to make a quarter $1 million. It's a guarantee that they're not entertaining those guys. So let's take a look at that. Yeah, let's take a quick look. Okay, let's see. I think I may have saved it. Alright, let me find it. My phone be having a lot of shit saved. Okay, here we go.
Since being on TikTok, I've read in my comments and other ladies' comments certain guys saying, oh, it's because you dated the Pookies and the Ray Rays. Wait a minute, there's levels to Pookies and the Ray Rays.
Okay, first step right there. She says there's levels to Pookies and the Ray Rays. And that just means that like, oh, like maybe one is less severe than the other, but they still have the same tendencies. Now, when I first came to the United States, I was very much brought up in a Pookie Ray Ray neighborhood. So, I studied, I examined, I became familiar with their ways. I was able to blend in without like getting turned out. You know what I mean? That's how I did it. And that's how I needed to do it in order to survive, right? But let's listen to her.
Been treated well by the Pookies and the Ray Rays. I've been spoiled.
She says she's been treated well by the Pookies and the Ray Rays. And that just basically means that she, with their like illegal funds or whatever was given, she was able to basically get what she wanted, in addition to getting her back blown out.
For you, I've been respected, and I had the most fun with the Pookies and the Ray Rays.
What she means by fun is what I just said, getting her back blown out.
And let's not mention, a lot of the Pookies and the Ray Rays own your homes, they own your blocks, they own your businesses.
Okay, well, I haven't really met a Pookie and a Ray Ray that, like, for example, owned let's say a car wash, let's say a laundromat. Most of the Pookies and the Ray Rays I have came across are living off of women like this, and also maybe not even thinking along the terms of like ownership. You know what I mean? But at the same time, even established women go for the Pookie and the Ray Rays. You know how all these women talk about, oh, I want a high value man. I want a man who can spoil me. I want a man who can respect me. I want a man who can pay for everything. I want a man who can earn earn so much amount of money, but it's all a facade. And let's take a look at how much of a facade it is.
Corporate litigator. A story here that's courtesy of Media Takeout News. So apparently a beautiful and powerful black corporate lawyer was killed by the thug she was dating. This was
So as you see, and I'm not trying to be insensitive of someone's death. Death is never good, especially death under these circumstances. But as you see, a lot of times when these women go on the Kevin Samuels show, a lot of times when these women go on to these kind of things and make themselves out to seem like that they're I guess you can say alpha females, or I want to say independent women who don't need no man, but if a man's gonna have them, they have to make a certain amount of money. That's how it usually goes. However, the guys that have to pay to play are usually the guys that are spending their money, so she won't have to spend her money. But keep in mind, Pookie and Ray Ray don't have to pay. But let's continue on.
published today, October 23rd. 31-year-old Courtney Cox had it all. She was a successful corporate litigator at the powerhouse law firm of Paul Hastings in Atlanta. She was beautiful, well respected, made a lot of money, and had a very promising future. And this is a picture of the young lady who unfortunately lost her life right there. Courtney was sadly killed yesterday by a man whom she was dating a few weeks ago, Jarvis Jarrett.
So, it's not her fault that she was killed, but at the same time, I guess she didn't probe, or she was just attracted to all the tattoos and all the saggy pants and the limp, walking with a limp and stuff like that. I guess this is what she liked. Now, granted, you would think that a woman of her status, she would get maybe another attorney, or maybe someone who's someone who has a highly lucrative career. But instead, she opted for a Pookie and a Ray Ray. Now, the reason why Cynthia G goes off on black men so much is because she likes Pookie and Ray Ray. It's not because she necessarily dislikes black men. It's for the simple fact that the type of black men she chose is the reason why this happens with her. But best believe if a Pookie and a Ray Ray came, she would jump on the next thing smoking.
Media Takeout News has learned that Jarvis is being described by people who knew him on social media as a thug or a street dude. It's not clear why a high-powered lawyer will want to date a thug, but sometimes decisions of the heart don't make any sense. And that goes without saying. So this is the picture of Jarvis Jarrett. Okay? That's a picture of the man who allegedly murdered Courtney. Okay? continue with the article. So according to the police, Jarvis murdered Courtney inside of a luxury high-rise apartment on Peachtree in Midtown Atlanta. It's very sad, guys. So, Media Takeout News learned that police say Jarvis shot and killed Courtney inside her Atlantic House Midtown luxury apartment sometime after 3 in the morning. It appears that the suspect was inside the apartment. Deputy Chief Charles Hampton said there was no forced entry or anything like that, but Jarvis didn't just kill the beauty. The alleged thug then got into a deadly shootout with police.
And, it's sad to say, but, the fact of the matter is, like, when you have these, like, baleejo women and these Dinejo women who were raised amongst, like, dysfunction and stuff like that, they don't really want smooth function, Now, granted, she probably wasn't expecting that he would do this, but she kind of probably had a little bit of an idea or an indication that he was into this stuff.
Police are saying that Jarvis started firing a rifle first at the first responders from a balcony on the 21st floor. It also goes on to say that at one point, investigators say he jumped from balcony to balcony, firing shots inside and outside the building, shooting up several units. His reckless discharge of shots could have killed dozens of innocent people.
So it's like he was on a wartime mission, a reckless one at that.
Goes on to say that as we were getting information through 911, our dispatchers could hear gunfire being played throughout the building, according to Chief Rodney Bryant. At least one officer returned fire, and police later found Jarvis dead on a balcony. It's not clear whether he was gunned down by officers or committed suicide. The Paul Hastings law firm told the media that Courtney had been an associate with them since 2016. Their statement said,
Wow. So she had a thing going on with him for like dang near 5 years.
Courtney was a dear friend and colleague to our personnel here in Atlanta and throughout the firm. We are deeply saddened by this tragedy.
Oh, actually, scratch that. I guess that's her law firm. That was 5 years. My bad.
And this is just such a sad story.
So you see, guys, women, baleejo women and Dinejo women love Pookie and Ray Rays and Chads despite the level of success they obtain. They may tell you, oh, we want good men, we want traditional men and stuff like that, but they don't. Pookie and Ray Ray is a thrill, it's a thrill to them. But the traditional man who provides, goes out every day, does what he needs to do, is not really a thrill to them. So, my advice to my fellow brothers and, to Africans who share the same background as me or are from neighboring countries as me, or to my Caribbean brethren as well, is please don't try to become a Pookie and a Ray Ray to appease these women or a Chad, because at the end of the day, this is what's going to happen to you, or instead of this, you'll get football numbers and you'll disappoint your village and your community as a whole. But anyhow, guys, that's all I got for now. Leave your thoughts and leave your comments. Fulu signing out. Njadama.